Jalan Tun H.S is one of Kuala Lumpur's most unique streets. It's a place where the city's history, culture, and rapid development all come together. As we walk through, you'll notice the contrast between the old and new, the bustling and the quiet, the modern and the traditional. In the mornings, the streets is full of energy. Local kopitiams are packed with people starting their day, and market stalls fill the air with the smell of fresh food. It's a lively scene with a sense of community you can feel all around.
Okay, so we're here at Jalan Tun H.S. We just arrived and we're currently here at Cafe Tian and we just had our lunch, so I'm going to show everyone. Yeah, so we're just going to go walk around Jalan Tun H.S, get in the site, see the good things about it, and also identify certain issues for our assignment. We're all super excited. We're going to go right now.
Just a short distance away, you'll see a different side of Jalan Tun H.S. The city's rapid urbanization is impossible to miss, with modern skyscrapers and sleek new developments creating a stark contrast to the street's older charm.
We've been walking around Tun H.S, and now we're just going to try and see if we can get a local to answer some of our questions. So come. I'm fine. Hi, is it okay if we ask you some questions? Just want to ask you, how does it feel being around Tun H.S?
It's definitely a lot more better than I expected. They still keep the old facade that they have, and the inside is still new, so it's still quite trendy for both new and old people actually.
See, that's great. And what do you have to say about the heritage of the area?
A lot have changed, I would say. If we talk about the market that's nearby, that has personally, I would say it's gone downhill a lot. But for around here at least, it's still quite a new spot. But at the same time, it still kept its general traditional looks and stuff. Values might be different at this point, but yeah.
Thank you so much.
These old shop houses are a big part of what makes Jalan Tun H.S. so unique. You can't help but notice the rich character of these buildings. Some have been carefully restored, and now you'll find them housing trendy cafes, boutique shops, or even art galleries. It's like walking through a piece of history, but with a modern twist. It's interesting how the old has been adapted to fit today's lifestyle. On the other hand, there are still plenty of shop houses here that have kept their original charm, still running the same business they've operated for generations, like traditional Chinese medicine shops, stationery stores, or family-run eateries. These places feel like a direct connection to the past, as though time has slowed down just for them. They stand as quiet reminders of the history that these streets hold, reflecting the lives and stories that have unfolded here over the decades. Even as new development rise around them, these shop houses continue to hold onto their place in the heart of the cities.
So it's really interesting to see the buildings over here. Over there on my left, there's actually a lot of traditional shop houses, which means that the business happens on the lower floor, and upstairs they still maintain that old architecture where it's still places where they could live. Because these buildings were here even before colonization, which was why, and also being that there was a lot of Mandarin people in this area, so the architecture over here is mostly British Mandarin, and it has a very eclectic style. So it's really great to see that even now with the modernization, there's still a little bit of that eclecticness over there. And over there, we actually have Merdeka 118, which happened, of course, after colonization when we achieved independence. So it's really crazy to see the balance, the contrast actually between the new Merdeka 118 structure and then this really old buildings. It kind of gives you the feeling of what it was and what it has become.
The street is always busy, filled with a vibrant mix of locals, tourists, and commuters. Whether it's the office workers rushing to catch the next bus, tourists stopping to admire the architecture, or locals moving through the crowds as they go about their daily routines, the street pulses with life. It's a place where different people come together, creating a dynamic atmosphere. But there's more to Jalan Tun H.S. than just the hustle and bustle. Amidst of all the activities, there's a deeper story unfolding in the buildings around us. Many of the older buildings here have undergone significant restoration in recent years, blending the charm of the past with the demands of modern life. These restoration projects aim to preserve the history of the streets while adapting it for today's use. Some of these buildings have been carefully brought back to life, with their historic facades preserved, while inside, the spaces are updated to accommodate new businesses, cafes, and even residential areas. It's incredible how these renovations managed to keep the character of the street intact, with the original features still standing strong. You can spot a mix of old storefronts and newly renovated buildings, and they seem to fit together perfectly. This ongoing restoration effort is not just about preserving the buildings themselves, but about maintaining the story and spirit of Jalan Tun H.S. It's about making sure that as the city grows and changes, this street can continue to stand as a living reminder of Kuala Lumpur's history, while also evolving to meet the needs of today's urban life. The beauty of Jalan Tun H.S. lies in how it managed to balance the past and present, making it a truly unique part of the city.
What I like about this space is before it was a cinema, and now it is being repurposed as a library, a bookstore actually, Book S.S. Yeah, so you can see like the architecture. It's really nice. Not gonna lie, it's really nice. I like the vibe. It's very retro, very vintage, and you can see like modern materials like the wood and the placement of the design of the architecture for the books. Yeah, it's really nice. It's red. So Jeremiah, what do you think about this light capture cafe?
Yeah, it's definitely interesting. I like how it just kept its original form. You have the type of like vintage feeling over here. You have those ceilings that are exposed. It's not fully covered by some sort of like plywood or anything. They keep every structure thing, or more or less most of it. As long as it's safe, it's here. And yeah, you just have everything that's all to be kept here, and the rest of the stuff is pretty new, like the furniture, the electronics, all the other stuff, the air conditioning, all of those are new.
So we like the vintage look of this cafe. It still retains its original like building, but it has like we redesigned the interior, so it makes it like we repurpose it into a cafe. So you like the idea of it?
Yeah, more or less. That is, personally, I feel that is a really good idea. As long as the structure is safe, it's approved, you can just keep it. It's even more material efficient, I guess you would say that. You don't have to break down the buildings to make a new building. You can keep the old stuff here. And yeah, it just saves more time, more space, and all of those. Especially during this era where everything is more or less limited at this point.
Alright, thanks Jeremiah.